And we are live, people. We are live. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Chosen Wisdom Football, a channel for the football purists, for the football thinkers, for the critical thinkers. If you are a critical thinker, this is a channel for you. I hope everybody's having a good day, having a good week. This is the week of the Premier League, people. The Premier League is about to start one day. Friday, tomorrow is the day the Premier League starts, and I am buzzing. I hope you guys are buzzing. I hope the excitement is in your veins and you cannot wait. Liverpool kick off tomorrow, and Manchester United, yes, we play, of course, on Sunday against Arsenal. Big up yourself, people. Listen, I have good feelings about this season. Last season was so traumatic. It was disgusting, disgraceful. Every negative word you can use, it was that. Surely this season can't be as bad, people. Surely. I have optimism, and I hope you guys have optimism. I hope everyone's good. As you can see, the title on the thumbnail is Jadon Sancho, scapegoat, misdirected anger. We're going to get into Jadon Sancho. We're going to get into the news. There is a lot of news, as usual, for us to get through together, people. So on entry, please smash the like on entry and subscribe if you're new. Big up the chat first and foremost, as always, people. Mutinda, I see you, Mutinda. Big up yourself. Already, Mutinda in the chat wants an update on Xavi Simons. We'll talk about Xavi Simons in a bit, Mutinda. Don't you worry. And also Donnarumma. Turkish in the chat. Big up Turkish, the first mod of the chat. And British Bulldog is in the chat as well, guys. Big up yourselves. Big up the chat. Always love, respect the chat. All the guys there. So yeah, let's do it, guys. On today's show, we have, as you guys can see on the thumbnail, Sancho potentially is leaving. There has been a bid, an official bid by Roma for Jadon Sancho. Could Manchester United finally turn the page on the Jadon Sancho saga and move on? I want this. The fans want this. I think everybody wants this. But today I'm going to give my opinion on the saga. I'm going to go through a timeline because I want to understand, people, why there's so much visceral anger and hatred towards Sancho. I get it. I want Sancho gone. We need to turn the page. But let's analyze a little bit why. Where did it go wrong? Why is there so much anger? How did the media turn Jadon Sancho, a 17, 18-year-old wonder kid, into Manchester United public enemy when he hasn't played football for like 2 years at the club? We're going to talk about Jadon a little bit and the offer from Roma. Also, we have Baleba updates, and every day we're going to have Baleba updates, guys. I don't want you guys to get tired of Baleba updates because we need Baleba. So even if it's small updates about Manchester United speaking to this or speaking to that, we're going to get these updates. And it might be small, it might be big, but we need this signing and we need it to happen. So we do have Baleba updates for you guys as well. Updates on Højlund. We'll also go through what's going on with Rasmus Højlund. Toby Collier, we speak on Toby Collier. He's apparently going on loan to West Brom. We'll just speak on that as well. We also got Sesko stuff. Sesko has played at least, I think, one behind closed door game, potentially two. And he's been seen in training, and we can talk about it. There's a lot of positives that have come from Sesko playing those behind the scenes games. And to be honest, people, I didn't expect Sesko, or I don't expect Sesko to start against Arsenal. But seeing how many behind the scenes games we're playing, I think the manager is trying to fast track Sesko. I think the manager wants Sesko to start against Arsenal. So I've changed my mind. I think before I thought Sesko, there's no way he could start after just 1 week of training. I think there's an outside chance Sesko might start against Arsenal, guys. So we'll talk about that. Also, Bruno Fernandes has done an interview today. I believe it was today. It's definitely a recent interview that he's done, and the quotes from the interview are online. So we can just look at some of these quotes together, as we always do as a channel, guys. And Manchester United also have announced further partnerships. We knew that they were going to announce other partnerships. We heard Jim at the unveiling of Carrington talk about how Man United are as big a brand as Coca-Cola and Apple. So we are all expecting Apple to be the next announcement. So let's see if it is. But we've announced further partnerships as well. So today, Sancho, Baleba, Højlund, Collier, Sesko, Bruno stuff, and any other news that comes in as well. We're going to talk about Donnarumma and also Garnacho and see if there are any further updates on that news. Also, guys, as you can see on screen, Fantasy Premier League. The league is back. The Premier League is back. It starts tomorrow. So if you are into Fantasy Premier League, if you're into it, that's the code. The code is there on screen to join the Chosen Wisdom Football Fantasy Premier League. I've already made my team. I'm going to share my team with you guys as well. And, you know, you can say whatever you want about my team. I'm still going to win. I'm joking. But yeah, that is the code to join the league on the screen, guys. So if you are interested in Fantasy Premier League, if you play Fantasy Premier League and want to join this league, the league for this channel, it's a Chosen Wisdom Football League. There is your code to join. Let's have some fun and let's see, you know, what we can do. Let's see who wins. You know, I am not always the best at Fantasy Premier League. I do lose focus after a few weeks, people. I'm not going to lie. But this year, if you guys take part and you guys take it seriously, I will take part and I will take it seriously. So there's the code, people, for the Fantasy Premier League. Also, today we will go through the league predictions. We will do our own league predictions. Who's going to win the Premier League? That's a question for the chat. Who is going to win the Premier League? Who's going to be relegated? Who's the top four? Who do people think the top four is going to be? We will make a prediction together as a community, as a channel, and then we will do another prediction right after the transfer window closes, and then we will lock in our predictions. So we'll try to have some fun today, people. We'll try to have some fun today. Already TK's in the chat. Big up TK in the chat. I don't think United let Collier go on loan to West Bromwich Albion. If Baleba wasn't a goal, I could be wrong. So TK is already thinking that Baleba is coming in. That's why I think we got 5 or 6 midfielders for the like double pivot, guys. I think at the moment we have 5 midfielders for 2 positions. I think Toby Collier was always going to go on loan. We don't need 5 players for 2 positions. We don't need Bruno, Ugarte, Casemiro, Kobe, and Toby Collier. However, I get TK. TK could be right. This could be us sending Toby Collier on loan because Baleba is coming in. I think Baleba is coming in anyway. I think you guys already know my stance on Baleba. The journalists are late. And even the update I give to you guys today about Baleba, I think this has already happened. This has already happened. So without further ado, guys, there's a lot for us to get through today. So let's get through all the news together as we always do as a channel, starting with Jadon Sancho that you guys can see on your screens right now. A tweet from Fabrizio Romano that says Roma have submitted an official bid to Man United to sign Jadon Sancho. I think all you guys already know this. This is not news that happened earlier on. today. This is a permanent move. A permanent move, and the bid is £20 million. The club is also open to a loan and buy clause, which is fine, but either way, they want to buy him outright. Decision now is, of course, up to Manchester United and Jadon Sancho's camp. The first thing I want to say is, good. I'm happy that somebody has bidded for Jadon, and I'm happy that the bid is what we want. We wanted 20 million. Other people were saying 15 and all of these things. So I'm happy Roma have taken it seriously and they've bidded. That's good. Secondly, I'm thinking, hold on a second. I do not believe Roma have agreed terms with Jadon Sancho. So everybody is saying, finally, Jadon's leaving and all of these things, right? Who says he's leaving? There's no indication that he wants to go to Roma, as far as I'm concerned. And even if Manchester United accept the bid, Jadon is going to want to have to go. Or he's going to, we need him to want to go. And I don't know if Jadon, he could do. I'm not saying he might not leave. He might leave. But the point I'm trying to make is this. We don't know yet. We don't know. And I've said this before on this channel. Jadon Sancho's camp is quiet. We don't really hear a lot from Jadon Sancho's camp regarding where he wants to go or his preference or anything. And still yet, we don't really hear from him. So I'm not going to jump the gun and say, yes, Jadon Sancho has gone. He's out or anything like that until I get the here we go. Until I hear that Jadon Sancho has agreed personal terms. We've seen this with Jadon Sancho's all summer. We've seen this. Juventus are close. Juventus have offered a bid. Juventus, and then it was Napoli. Then it was this. Then it was that. Then it was Fenerbahce. Then it was Besiktas. Every week he's linked to a different club, and every week apparently he's agreed terms with a different club, only to know that it was all a lie. He hasn't agreed terms. He was nowhere near agreeing terms. So I've said it before with Jadon. I'm going to react definitely if I hear some sort of here we go. But I still think this is good news. The fact that a club wants to buy him. And I always think there's going to be loads of clubs that want to buy Jadon because Jadon is still a good footballer. He just fell out with Manchester United and he's fallen out with the fan base. But he can still play football. He played for Chelsea last season. He won the Conference League with Chelsea. He went to Dortmund the season before and he played in the Champions League final. Like, these are facts. He is a good footballer. So there will always be clubs in for him. He just needs to decide where he wants to go and how he wants his career to be. How do you want your career to be? So that's the Jadon Sancho situation. I'm going to give my general opinion on Jadon Sancho in general. Like, what I've just said is just me reporting the news. But this is just my opinion now with regards to Jadon. Because when this news came out, and I know people are saying Jadon will accept the terms. And if Jadon accepts the terms, then of course he's gone. Fine, he's gone. But I don't understand people, and maybe you guys will help me. I don't understand the hatred, the visceral hatred online for Jadon Sancho. And I'm like, hold on a second. Garnacho exists, and I don't think Garnacho gets as much hate as Jadon Sancho. And I'm like, where did it start? Where did it come from? How did this guy go from the most sought after young winger maybe in Europe, right? English winger, definitely the most sought after English winger in Europe. In the space of 3 years, become public enemy #1 for Manchester United fans. And I'm thinking to myself, what has he actually done objectively? Forget emotions, because men are very emotional. Men are more emotional than women. We are. You can argue with me if you want, but I think we are. We don't know how to regulate our emotions like women do, right? How did we get so emotionally charged around Jadon Sancho? What has he done objectively to get anyone? Because we finished 15th last season, the worst season we've ever had. And technically speaking, we should be angry at every single player and the manager. Jadon didn't play last season, and he didn't play the season before. He didn't play for this club in our worst ever period, which is now. But there's more anger and hatred towards him than the players who actually played here when we finished 15th. And I'm like, is it just because he said he stood up for himself and he told Ten Hag to not use him as a scapegoat? Is that where it started? The hatred. And that's when it's like, don't speak out against the manager. Angry, angry, angry. Hate, hate, hate. Stab, stab, spag, stab. How dare you stand up for yourself and speak against them? Is that where it started? Or did people get angry when he said freedom? Was it the freedom tweet? Was it the freedom? Is that what happened? Because when I look at the timeline of Jayden, right? This is the timeline that I can think of. He came to the football club, right, as the marquee signing. He thought he was gonna get number 7 shirt. He didn't get that shirt. That's a big deal, right? From the start, I don't think he was treated very well at Manchester United. You can disagree. I don't think so, but that's fine. He plays for United under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He needs to get used to the pace and the power of the Premier League because that's not his game. I've said to many people who've watched Jadon Sancho, who understand Jayden, he has never been a pace and power player. If you think, and this is why I think we ruin players. I think United fans ruin a lot of players because their expectations are not met. And the reason why your expectation is not met is because you never understood the player in the first place. If you watched Jayden in the Bundesliga and understood what type of player Jadon Sancho was, you wouldn't put certain expectations on him to just be like Rashford and this speed pass players. Jadon Sancho's main issue, I think, with the fans, football-wise, is the fact that he doesn't have blistering pace or power. As a footballer, his technical fundamentals are good. He can pass the ball. He can shoot. He can dribble. He's got very good close control. He can manipulate the ball very well. All of these things, fine. He just doesn't have that burst of pace. He doesn't have the acceleration that you want in a Premier League to get past a player. He doesn't have the physical strength to hench off the fullback. And we saw that when he played for Man United. Nice touches, good play. But when you wanted him to just kick the ball down the line and just blow past the defender, he didn't do that. And that was frustrating to Man United fans. But he never did that. Jadon Sancho doesn't beat players with speed. He beats them with skill. Jadon Sancho sits you on your bum. He drops a shoulder, puts the ball through your legs, sits your ass down. He's never going to burn you out. He never did that. So, first year, getting used to the league, fine, under Ole. Played decently well. Second year, I think Ronaldo came in. He played well. Ole got fired, I think. And then I think we brought in the interim Ralph, right? Played decently under Ralph. In fact, no, he played well under Ralph. He was our best player under Ralph Rangnick. That Gengen press that Ralph implemented for the time that he was here, him and Ronaldo, he was putting the balls on the plate for CR7. He played well. Then comes Ten Hag, right? Ten Hag comes in, completely freezes him out. Buys his boy Anthony, right? Anthony comes in, puts Anthony on the right. Jayden doesn't really get too many games, right? 70 million pound player got replaced by 85 million pound player. Anthony on the right, Rashford on the left. Sancho not really getting any game time. Then, he has been inconsistent, and don't get it twisted. Every single footballer over the last 10 years for Man United has been inconsistent. During this period of time where we change managers every year, no footballer has played consistently well in every game. Garnacho was shit all last season. And Sancho has never played as bad as Garnacho played last season. Never played as bad. So, Sancho was inconsistent in his first 2 years. Third year, frozen out. Because Ten Hag had Anthony, and Anthony is Ten Hag's baby. Then comes the Arsenal game, where people were saying, hold on a second, you lost against Arsenal, cool, fine. Then they asked Ten Hag the question, where is Jadon Sancho? How comes he's not in the squad? And then Ten Hag says something about, I only pick people who work really hard in training, right? He said something along those lines. And then the media ran with it. Jadon Sancho was not picked because he's lazy, he doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. Every fan start talking about how Jadon this. So the loss, the Arsenal loss, in a split second, became a Jadon witch hunt, right? Everyone forgot about the Arsenal loss, and everyone went online. Jadon Sancho, he's late, all these things. Jadon saw these things, and Jadon came out and he's tweeted and he said, "Please don't use me as a scapegoat. I didn't play against Arsenal. I wasn't on the pitch. You lost the game. I had nothing to do with that loss. Why are you hating me? I didn't get picked for the squad. Why are you angry and hating me for not playing and not getting picked, bro? I do work hard in training. The reason why Jadon Sancho did not get picked is because Ten Hag has Anthony, and Anthony was his baby. That is it, people." So the fan base started talking about, how can Jadon go against Ten Hag, a manager, by the way, that literally just walked into the door and in the space of 2 years left. In my opinion, one of the worst managers that we've ever had, and people are still taking his side over Jadon, which is fine. Some people have the mindset of you should never go against a manager, ever. And if you go against a manager, you're done. So I understand that sort of thought process. You talk out against a manager, you're done. But all Jadon said was, "Please don't use me as a scapegoat. Don't use me as a scapegoat. Just don't." And the interesting thing about Jadon saying, "Don't use me as a scapegoat," is that that's exactly what we then did. For the next 2 or 3 years after Jadon Sancho tweeted that, we used him as a scapegoat. Everything wrong with Man United, we ignored, and we just turned all our hate and our anger towards Jadon. I had to sit here for like years and years thinking, why are people so angry? There's two things I think Jadon did, to anger the fans. One is defend himself against being scapegoated, and still turned out that he was scapegoated. And the freedom tweet. I agree with the fans that, why are you tweeting freedom? Don't do that, Jadon. Why? That's ill advice. Don't tweet freedom. Like, what the hell are you doing? That's one thing I can agree with the fans with. That was ill advised. But then he went on loan to Borussia Dortmund for half the year, got them in the Champions League final, came back. All the Man United fans are just, you didn't win the final. Like, people want him to fail. People want him personally as a human being to not succeed. I don't like Garnacho or Haaland, but I don't want them personally not to succeed. I don't care. I want them to leave and do well. But it's deeper with this guy. It's deeper. It's strange. So he comes back after the loan with Dortmund, balling out. We saw him, I think they said that was the best Champions League performance in a decade, right? His performance was amazing in the semi-final, right? Balled out, reached the final, came back. He must have thought that he could get into the team. All pre-season, Ten Hag picked him. Ten Hag picked him as a false 9 in pre-season, was our best player in pre-season. Then this league starts, nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. Right? Cool. Then he goes on loan to Chelsea. In and out the team. Didn't play every game, but no Chelsea players played every game. Neto didn't play every game. Madueke didn't play every game. They rotated, but he played most of the games, right? So they rotate him. He helps them win the Conference League. Chelsea offer to sign him, but only offered around 170 or 180, something along those lines. He rejected. He's now back looking for a club. So my question is, where in that timeline did United fans go from loving him to absolutely hating him? I want to understand the objective facts. Why? I don't want to hear feelings like, oh, because he doesn't fight for the badge and all this emotional stuff. I want to hear some objectivity about Jadon. Like, why do people hate him so much? That's the only thing I'm thinking about. Other than that, the thing is, I think he should go. He needs to go. He needs to leave the club. The club doesn't want him. The fans don't want him. The manager doesn't want him. We need to get the money, reimburse it into the squad. But you guys should know me by now on this channel. I don't have the same opinions as everyone else. I think differently. I have my fan opinion, my opinion as a fan, but I also like to have a human opinion. Just look at things objectively and use my brain and do a bit of critical thinking. And that's why I always start the show by saying this channel is for the critical thinkers, for the deep thinkers. It's not for the 99% of fans will not like this channel, because 99% of fans don't think about anything. Football is not a sport that people think deeply about. It's just reactionary. Just the media tell you who to like, the media tell you who to hate, and you just follow. That's most people. So that's not this channel. That's not this channel. So that's my overall take on the Sancho situation. Like, for me, my timeline on the Sancho situation. I get why loads of people want him out. I just don't get the visceral hatred. I mean, I do get it, but I don't at the same time. So big up the chat, big up TK. TK says Coney looks to be okay after his. Yeah, I think Coney's fine, guys. British Bulldog is bored of hearing about the bobbins. Yeah, I've not really spoken about Jadon like this before. I think this is the first time I'm expressing this opinion about Jadon, but I've said it before, I don't really want to talk about Jadon again, if I'm being honest. I need Jadon to take this offer to leave the club so everyone can just turn the page and move on. I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want another scapegoat. United fans love a scapegoat. Once he's gone and all these, bomb squad are gone, who do you think the next scapegoat's going to be, people? That's a natural question for the chat, because there's always one. There's always one player that we focus all our anger on. Whether it's politics or football, it's all the same. Human beings, that's why you guys need to study psychology. Human beings, we don't like the fact we should be really hating the guys at the top, but we can't do anything. We can't punch up. So we always got to punch down. Who's going to be the next scapegoat once we don't achieve, guys? That's a question for the chat. Who do you think in the current squad is going to be the next Jadon or Garnacho? Because we always choose one. The media always selects one, and we always bite the bullet as a fan base. The media will say, let's print a story about Paul Pogba's hair. Let's print a story about Paul Pogba dancing at his brother's wedding. And let's see if Man United fans get angry. Right. Print. Publish. Man United fans. Paul Pogba dancing at his brother's wedding. Oh, why is Paul Pogba dancing at his brother's wedding? He's supposed to be injured. Hate. Oh, angry. I can't control my emotions. So, who's going to be the next player that gets Man United fans like that? I hope there isn't one. But there's always one. I mean, yesterday, was it Tell missed a penalty for Tottenham. And as you can imagine, he's a black player. Racist abuse all over the internet. Oh, I can't stand fans, bro. I can't stand football fans. It is crazy. But anyway, I'm digressing enormously. Let's stay on topic. I'm supposed to be delivering the news. So let's stay on topic, guys. Bobby says his daughter is studying to be a psychologist. Bobby, good, bro. I'm telling you, one thing that is true. The brain is the most important thing. Your brain. Your brain is you. Your personality, your character, the way you think, obviously. Me moving my hand just now is controlled by my brain. Your brain is the most important thing. Nobody understands the brain. They try to convince you that studying psychology is not a good thing. Understanding humans and understanding how they think is what politicians do. You think these politicians, when they sit in their rooms and they derive a strategy to get votes, they're sitting there with psychologists. They're saying things like, if I focus on immigration, how many people get angry and how many votes will I get? If I focus on transport and NHS, and if I talk negative about NHS, what happens? It's all psychology, bro. Everything in life is psychology, bro. And they try to convince you that your brain and your mental health is not important, bro. Your brain is the only thing that's important. It's the most important, not the least. Anyway, I'm digressing. Let's stay on topic. The
chat had a lot to say.
British Bulldog said Luke Shaw, witch hunt. Hoyland, witch hunt. Choose Sancho. I'm hitting the mute. Love you. British Bulldog. I knew this wasn't. I kind of know what kind of players you like and what players you don't like, British Bulldog. So, I kind of knew this wasn't going to be down your alley. But opinions and opinions, you know, you can dislike someone's opinion as long as you heard what I've said and you understood exactly. Like, I don't make things up. I explain myself deeply. I explained everything. I walked through everything. So you know exactly why I have the opinion I have. I don't give an opinion or have an opinion for no reason. I always explain myself thoroughly. Thoroughly. So you know exactly where I'm from, people. I'm not a liar. I'm as authentic as you can get. I'm not going to lie to you on stream. You guys, a lot of you guys are here because I hope you can see that I'm real, guys. I'm real. And you're not going to agree with all my opinions, and I'm not going to agree with all your opinions. Of course not. But as long as we can disagree in a nice way, and I know some of you guys will disagree. I know that. It's fine. Big up Bobby, big up Crusher, big up TK. Cool. We can't tell you what's in your head, my friend, and you talk of hate. I have not heard this before, only from yourself. As in the hatred of Sancho. Mate, British Bulldog, just go online, man. Go online, you can see how everyone's just, yeah, it's crazy. TK says, I won't say who will be hated on next. I rather focus on positive. Easier to hate than love. There you go. TK said it. I rather focus on positives. TK is not interested in who to hate on next. But there will be a scapegoat, TK. There will be. You have two scapegoats and it's not about football. It's not about football. British Bulldog says TK would have been a good idea, that negativity too much. Choose boring. Cool. So yeah, don't be triggered, people. It's just my opinion, but yeah, I don't mind if people say Sancho's not good enough and all these things, but it's just like I said, the hatred is a bit weird to me. It's extreme. It's extreme, and yeah. I mean, I'm also a psychologist, and my partner's a psychologist, so it's just a bit extreme for me. And I always find it's just mixed race. It's the Dele Allis, the Jadon Sanchos, the Lingards. A lot of it's just black and mixed race kids that get the media hatred. And as fans, we just fall for it and we lean into it. And I sit back and observe it at a macro level, at a psychological level. And it's just interesting to me anyway. But we move on, guys. AS Roma are now going all in for Jadon Sancho. The deal would be a loan with an obligation to buy. So we've gone from 20 million buy to now a loan with obligation to buy. That's okay. Interesting, from Florian Plettenberg. He goes on to say that Manchester United have received an official offer. Total package currently around 23 million euros. We know that already. Man United are reviewing the offer. Overall, it looks good and the deal is possible. So I think this will happen. I think this will happen, people. I hope this happens, and I hope it happens quickly. But we've been here before with Jadon. It's a tease. I'm only going to get invested in this if I get the here we go, if I get proper confirmation, because I feel like we've been here before. So, Jadon, good riddance. You know, despite what I said about how I think you've been scapegoated, you do need to leave. You do need to leave. And we do need to move on. So, I hope this happens, man. I really hope this happens, because this saga is going on for too long. And the feel-good factor right now in the fan base, everyone's positive. As TK said, he'd rather talk about positive things. I get it. So everyone's in a good mood. The season's about to start. We've got Mbumo. We've got Cunha. And at the same time, we've still got these guys still here that we don't want still lingering around. We need to get rid of these guys. We need to get rid of these guys. So Jadon, please, bro, take this offer and leave the club. For our sake, your sake, and everyone else's sake. You know. Let's move on anyway. That's Jadon. We'll pay attention to that news in the next few days. I hope it happens very, very quickly. Listen, he's got 1 year left. He could still stay. Ride out the last year and then go on a free. That could still happen. I'm waiting to go on to the next one, but it's not moving. All right. Next news People. So Manchester United are pushing to do Baleba this window, as Amrim wants a midfielder. That's not new news. Next preference is Wharton. We've heard that before, and they eventually like both together. Although Palace will be even more difficult to deal with than Brighton. I don't know, people. Do you think Palace will be more difficult to deal with than Brighton? Because I feel like Brighton, they want 100 million for all their midfielders. I don't know if Wharton would cost 100 million. Either way, I've said it before. The fact that this Manchester United, we are interested in both of these two players. And I believe these two players are probably going to be two of the best players in the Premier League in the next few years, if not already. These two players actually, if you ask me right now which two midfielders I want to buy for Manchester United, it would be these two. It would be these two. So the fact that it's just the intent for me. It's the intent, even if we don't get these signings. It's the fact that we're at the right table, in the right shops, looking for the right goods. We might not have the money. We might not get the caviar and all these little expensive shit. But we're in M&S now. We're in M&S. We're not an Aldi, British Bulldog, or Lidl. We're now shopping at M&S, and that's what I like. That's what I like. So I don't know. I still think the Baleba deal, like I said before, could happen this year. But the Wharton stuff, I don't know about the Wharton stuff, guys. You let me know about the Wharton stuff, guys, in the chat. But I'm pretty sure the guys in the chat, you would agree that these two, if we bought these two midfielders, it would change our midfield entirely. It would change our midfield so much. We go deep. Choose boring. British Baller said choose boring, you know. I'm not gonna lie. I thought my opinion on Jaden, I didn't know it was gonna hurt so many people's feelings. Go on. Yeah. Why don't we do a poll on current favourite United player? Yeah, we've just done one, TK. To be fair, I do not have socials. Oh, there you go. British Bulldog, you don't have socials like that. I hate you, bro. Like, the socials are always mad when it comes to football. The socials, with regards to football, is crazy, bro. It's crazy, the socials with regards to football. You know what would cheer everyone up? I ordered an authentic third shirt. I'm stoked. Bro, I'm in a good mood, TK. We're all in a good mood. And I've also ordered that shirt too, TK. I ordered it today. And it will come in 3 days. And I cannot wait. So big up everyone. Listen, I've told you guys, I'm not the first person to go and buy shirts and spend £100 on shirts and all these things, but I had to. So I ordered mine, guys. It's coming. It's coming, guys. I ain't gonna lie, but I can't wait till it comes. AP's in the chat. Big up AP7. When it comes to United, it's positive and negative. You have to talk about it. If it's just positive all the time, you can be called fake. You get me? Yeah, man. Was it called toxic positivity? Which is dangerous, right? If you just, believe you're on a cloud nine all the time, when you hit the ground, you're gonna be like, oh my God. You're not gonna expect it. You gotta be real. True AP7, that said, plenty of channels that constantly hate, but we need to also curb our expectation of this club because of the last few years. Don't forget, guys, I wasn't hating on Sancho. I was going through the Sancho timeline and asking where the hatred came from. I was actually being positive about Jaden. That's what was going on. Big up Wisdom. Big up. Anyway, guys, big up yourselves. Let me know. Because to me, these two, that's my dream midfield anyway. So let me know your thoughts on this. It's not really a story, to be fair. Not really. I don't think so. But let me know your thoughts on this. I've given you my opinion on certain things. And of course, my opinion wasn't liked by everyone. But that's the nature of football opinions, bro. That's the nature. This is more news regarding Baleba. This is coming from Benjamin Jacobs, Ben Jacobs. And he said verbal club-to-club talks have started between Manchester United and Brighton for Carlos Baleba and will continue. So he's confirmed that the clubs have now started talking. Before, it was just the player side, the agent side, but now the clubs have started talking. I'm just going to say this off the back. The clubs have already been talking. That's one thing I've said, and I'll keep saying, is that these guys, for some reason, I don't know why, they are reporting on this Baleba stuff weeks, sometimes days after things are happening. They are getting the information late. Anyway, he goes on to say that Brighton's CEO, Paul Barber, will be key person in the deal. Well, obviously, it's like, so would our CEO. Both CEOs will be, you know, when you see a tweet saying the owner of the football club will be key in the deal. And I'm like, well, yeah, he will have to sign all the paperwork and make it happen. Just like our CEO is going to, like, CEOs are going always the key people in any deal because they're the ones that make it happen. It's just, anyway, we'll go on to and read, and it says that he's now had some engagement with United. So he's saying the CEO of Brighton has now had some engagement with United. For me, is it anything new? No, not really. Not really. But there's something actually breaking with Baleba now. So let's see what this is. Ben Jacobs again, actually. Let's read what Ben Jacobs has said, which is a bit new. It's a bit more fresh. Talks have already started and will continue on the club-to-club side. Okay, the same thing. United don't have a price, and Brighton have a number internally. If you get with the ballpark of that number, they will sell, but you're bidding blind. That's strange. That's strange. Like, you've been talking to the club for 2 or 3 days. This is what I'm thinking. And no number has been quoted to you. So what are you talking about? Chocolate. You're literally talking to the club, right? To find out if he's available and how much. And all this talking, they're not going to disclose to you how much. So it's like, what have you been talking about? This is very interesting. We're not going to tell you how much we want for him. You just bid. And if it's near to what we want or what we want, we might accept it. What? Is this a game? This is millions and millions of pounds we're talking about. This is money we're talking about. I don't believe that. I honestly don't believe that, guys. I think United have been told a number, and I think they're just trying to get things together. I don't think there's, let's guess how much he's going to cost and let's bid blind. Maybe I'm wrong, people. If I'm wrong, then let me know. But I don't know. I just don't believe that, to be fair. I don't know. I don't know, people.
What players do you think he likes? I think he wants to.
No. What's next? So yeah.
Numbers, but no, they're saying they're not talking numbers, so who knows?
I don't know if I want to talk about. I mean, I guess I can mention it. I don't believe this story, guys, on the screen, but I guess I can mention it to the chat so you guys know what people are talking about. Some people are already talking about a fee, and some people are saying that African journalists are saying that it's going to be 112, million pounds all in. Some people, as you can see on screen, are already saying it's going to be 90 million euros plus, I think, 25 million add-ons. I don't think anyone knows really the fee. I think everyone's just guessing. And everyone's just trying to, because there's a figure out there, 100 million is what everyone's thinking about. So people are just putting 2 and 2 together and doing 100 million plus 10 or 15 or something like that. I don't think anyone actually knows. I mean, we just saw a tweet, saying that Manchester United haven't been told the number. while at the same time we're watching or reading another tweet that's saying what Brighton specifically want. So we've got one tweet that says Brighton know internally what they want. Nobody else knows. They're not going to tell anybody. While at the same time, we have people tweeting saying Brighton want this specifically. A lot of people, it's just guesswork, guys. It's just guesswork a lot of times. So, yeah, I'm not too interested, if I'm being honest, about people who are now trying to quote figures and numbers. I'm going to wait until the official, the big journalists say anything. But that's more or less your Baleba updates, to be honest. The main update is, according to these journalists today, is that club-to-club talks have begun, and the CEO of Brighton is now involved, which means the deal is moving along. Just to summarize the situation, for me, I've always said that I think we can and we will get Baleba. I don't know if we actually will, but I think we can. I think so. So, what's it called again? British Bulldog Tech. If you guys don't know our sport by now, then what can I say? You have good ones. Choose football. People have been very clear on Mateta and Baleba, so maybe the type of player I like are good ones. Mateta and Baleba. Yeah. I mean, Mateta's a Bulldog, bro. I like Baleba as well. British Bulldog. Adieri Kankumba. Hi, Chosen. How are you? Is Jacob Ramsey doing his medical at Newcastle United and on his way to Newcastle? Yeah. Ramsey, the bid's been accepted. He's going there, Adieri. What do you guys think of Jacob Ramsey? Because I thought he was all right at Aston Villa. Do you rate Jacob Ramsey? Let me know. And now Brentford we used to go to Newcastle United. Newcastle are looking all right, I wasn't too worried about Newcastle when everyone was rejecting them. I thought to myself, they've got money and they'll buy players. So I like Jacob Ramsey. I think he's a good player. He's promising. So good luck to Newcastle. AP says the only people who know the numbers is the clubs. It's annoying, all this guesswork. Yeah, that's why I was like, AP, I don't even know if I want to read this stuff out. Like, I don't even know if I want to report on some of these things, because like these journalists are supposed to be like serious. They're just guessing, bro. But we'll move on. Let's talk about Rasmus Højlund. Fulham are now showing tentative interest in Rasmus Højlund, which is a good thing, I guess. I think the club do want to sell Rasmus Højlund and are looking for suitors for Rasmus. So I guess the more suitors, the more people who are interested, the better. I mean, there are not a lot of strikers out there anyway. So I think there will be suitors for Rasmus. Rasmus, yeah, I'll keep saying, a football club, yeah, will get something out of Rasmus Højlund, I think. Just like Garnacho. Like, so I think Rasmus will be fine. So yeah, I don't know, guys. What do you think? I don't think he's going to go to Fulham, though. I don't think, even if Fulham came in for him, I can't see Rasmus going to Fulham. I can probably see him more going abroad, if I'm honest. But no, not to Fulham. But apparently Fulham are in for him. Let me know what you're thinking about this situation, guys. Let me read the chat quickly. Turkish, yeah. Ramsey. Yeah, Ranji said Ramsey is good. Yeah, I like Ramsey. Aston Villa's attack here was decent, Højlund hate all the time, says British Bull. Oh, Højlund hate time. I don't hate Højlund. I just don't think he's a good footballer. I don't think he's that good. That's all. I don't actually have any hate for him. Like, I don't think I hate many people. Especially footballers. I don't know if I hate any footballers. I don't think I care enough to hate them. I'm very objective. I just don't think Højlund's very good. That's all. Rasmus Højlund. So here we go. This is now some more information. Rasmus Højlund is not only behind Sesko and Xerxes in Amorim's eyes, but he's actually behind other players as well. And I think this is what I've said before. I think the manager sees someone like Cunha even above Højlund when it comes to the striker's position. I think you've got Sesko, Zexi, and Cunha above Højlund. And Ben Jacobs apparently that's what he's saying. That's how the manager sees the situation. Just like me. So that's good that he sees it the way I see it. It's quite interesting. He goes on to say, remember when we praised Amrim for being ruthless and people said, why isn't he dropping Højlund? Well, here's your answer. Just be patient and you'll see how many of these players does Amrim actually rate. So I think this tweet is just kind of trying to insinuate that Amrim hasn't rated or wasn't really rating Højlund that highly anyway, or as highly as we thought he was, because there was a time period where he was playing Højlund all the time. And I think a lot of the fan base was like, why isn't he giving Zexi a chance? I think maybe he was playing Højlund to show people that he's just not good enough and he needs another striker. That was definitely one of the thinks or one of the thoughts behind it. So I think when Højlund leaves, we're going to hear some stuff. I think once Højlund leaves, not on loan, but permanently, we might start hearing little things from Man United. Maybe. But we'll see, guys. I mean, I wish, if he does leave, I wish him luck. He's still young, man. He's got his whole career ahead of him. I just feel like United might have been just a level too high for him a little bit. And like I keep saying before, we didn't develop him and we don't develop players, and he needs development. Højlund has raw attributes, a lot of raw attributes that needs molding. And I don't know if United have the patience to do it, to spend time and molding him and teaching him how to strike the ball and how to shoot and all these things. So it's a shame. It's a shame, but it looks like, certain players are leaving, and we need to just be ruthless and be like, Sancho, go. Anthony, go. Højlund, go. All these players, just go. So we can just turn the page. That's kind of where I'm at the moment. Like, so that's the Højlund situation. On Toby Collier, people, he's on the verge of leaving and joining West Brom. Laurie Whitwell is reporting that the agreement is imminent. So I think TK in the chat said that, he's probably leaving because, hopefully we're getting Baleba. So I hope that's true, TK. I hope that's true. I hope we're just making room. I do think we got about 5 midfielders anyway. And I heard about Toby Collier going on loan about a month ago. And it didn't happen. I don't know why it didn't happen, but it didn't happen. So it looks like it's done now. He's gone on loan. Who knows? Who knows? We haven't seen a lot of Toby Collier. He's played 1 or 2 games, come off the bench. I don't know how good he's going to be. My initial assessment of Toby Collier is that he's physically ready for the Premier League. He can go up and down the pitch. He's fast, very fast actually, strong. But I don't know if I have been overly impressed by his technical ability. I don't know if he's blown me away technically. I'm not saying he's bad technically. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he hasn't. I haven't seen anything to be like, whoa, we have to keep him, if that makes sense. So I don't know what the future holds for Toby Collier at United. I really don't. But good luck to him for his future. Ranjit says, I hate Arsenal. All right, I think we can all join in with that hate. Can we all at least join in with the hatred of Arsenal? Can we all listen? That's one place here we can all direct our hate towards, and that's Arsenal. I don't mind that, but we should still choose love, not hate. Except Arsenal. Arsenal's the one time we can break the rule and choose hate, not love. But other than that, let's choose love, not hate. TK says, big up Ranjit as well, bro. Big yourself up, man. TK says Amrim inherited Eric Ten Hag pile of players. He only has so much work with time. Need more time. Yeah, I agree with that, TK. I agree with that. Sesko stuff. Listen, guys. I said Sesko won't start the match, and I think that's a educated, rational decision to make. Why would he start if 1 week of training is not enough? But the more I think about it, the more I'm seeing all this Sesko news and two matches behind closed doors and all these things. I'm like, hold on a second. Is our manager trying to fast track this guy, get him ready? Could this guy actually start against Arsenal, people? I want to hear from the chat. Actually, chat. Do you think Sesko will start? British Bulldog, big up yourself, bro. All love, man. Always, bro. Make sure. Listen, it's all love, BB. You're the heart and soul of this chat. The heart and soul of the chat, BB. So, big up yourself. Wash your bubble car. Big up the chat, people. But yeah, what does the chat think, man? Do you think we will start Benjamin Sesko against Arsenal? Simple yes or simple no. But I'm about 40%. I'm 40% we'll start him, 60% we won't start him. Before I was at 100%. I was like, no, we're not starting this guy. But we will see. We'll see, But Sesko played his first game for United on Sunday, featuring against the under-21s on a training pitch at Carrington. Look how tall this guy is. Listen. If we can get the ball in the air, if we can get those Mbumo crosses crossing, if we can get Dorgu to be more consistent with his crossing, there's no reason, why this guy isn't winning headers, bro. There's no reason. And that's why I'm glad when I saw Mbumo put balls into the box the other game. I was like, why are we putting so many balls into? Oh, of course, Sesko. We're getting ready. We're getting ready for Sesko. I want this guy to be an absolute terror in the air. I want him to dominate. He's 6'5". So Gabriel, Saliba, you man, Ranjit says yes. He had a few preseason games with RB. We need him to start. Oh, so Ranjit says he will start. TK says Sesko comes off. Sesko comes on if we go down 2. So TK says he's gonna be some sort of last ditch bring on if we're in a bad situation. Do you think the manager's gonna put him in that sort of environment, TK? Put that sort of pressure on him. Go and save the game. His first match, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, cool. Yeah, he might start Sesko. I wouldn't. Anyway, what? This is interesting, people. And this is positive. Listen. Benjamin Sesko has scored 16 goals in today's training ahead of Arsenal's game on Sunday. When I read that, my first reaction was, wow, 16 goals. And then I'm like, it depends on the context. They could be like playing loads of 5-a-side games. Like, how many goals did Bruno score? Did Bruno score 30 goals? So I'm like, and also he's training. How many goals he scored in training is not that important. We're getting excited about how many goals a man scores in training. But it doesn't matter, people. It's still good news. It's still positive news. It still feeds you with optimism. It fills you with optimism. So the fact that he's banging goals, he's all smiles, he's there with Joshua Zirkzee in the picture, all laughing, joking. I think I saw the interview that he did on MUTV where Joshua Zirkzee comes and says hello to him. And, Joshua Zirkzee is slowly becoming kind of, I wouldn't say the heart and soul of the team. I wouldn't go that far. But he's often behind the camera. He's often the guy pictured in new gear and stuff like that. Joshua Zirkzee is slowly becoming a player that I think is very well liked. Clearly very well liked behind the scenes at Man United and by the hierarchy, even if he's not first choice goalkeeper, first choice. So I like the fact that I'm seeing them bond, seeing him together. He looks like he's just fitting in. Do you know, like Benjamin Sesko walked in the other day, guys, and is it me, yeah, or does he just look like he's been here for a while? I don't know. I don't want to, push that narrative, but he just looks like he's at home, bro. He looks like he's at home at United, just where he should be. So yeah, TK says knowing Sesko, he wants to start or feature. Yeah, I agree with that, TK. I agree. I think he's got that sort of personality. I think now when we sign players, I think we look at personality, we look at character a lot more now than we did before. And I think he has a certain character about him. I think so. I think he'll fit in well, TK. I agree with you. So yeah, good news, positive news, guys. Sunday is the day. Fantasy football link is on your screen if you want to join the league, people. Also, I have recorded and released my Sesko video, my Sesko tactical breakdown video. So if you guys could listen, if I was you, it's only 15 minutes long, guys. Put it on 1.5 speed. If you put it on 1.5 speed, it will be a 10-12 minute video. I think it's a decent video. I tactically try to break down Sesko's strengths, his attributes, and what I believe or how I believe he fits into Amorim's system. I also try to talk about what he's going to provide that I believe Højlund didn't provide enough of when he was here. So I'll go through a list of his good attributes and how we can hone them, harness them, improve on them, and how we can benefit from them going forward as a team. So check out my analysis video. It's a decent video. It's got a decent amount of views, almost 200 views already. So yeah, like I said, check that out if you can, guys. Give it a like, drop a comment on it. It's a decent video. Check it out. Check it out, people. So let's finish off all the news, people. Let's finish off the news, people. So some quick Bruno Fernandes quotes for us to quickly go through before we can just finish off the rest of the news. Bruno Fernandes has said this, everybody. Are you ready? He has said, I hope you'll hear less about Bruno this year, but a lot more about United. Bruno Fernandes, I hope so too. The media is fully on your side. No matter what you do wrong, you will always be the best player. I mean, I think Bruno nobody played well last season, I think. And I think Ahmad should have been our player of the season. If not Ahmad, then maybe Lenny Euro. So I feel like they were the two players that I think were the most consistent, Lenny Euro and Ahmad. But I think it's just automatic now to give the player of the year every year to Bruno Fernandes. You don't need to think about it. Don't think about how good or bad he's been. Just give it to him. So I also hope, I like Bruno, but I feel like the narrative around him is that he's our savior. He's this and he's that. And I feel like he's a good footballer. I like Bruno, but I feel like he's coming to the end of his time. I would have sold him personally this summer. And I think if we get Baleba, and of course, if you want to go for Adam Wharton, then maybe next summer we might have to sell him to Saudi. He's been a good servant for the club, Bruno. He's been a good servant for the club. He often comes up with the assist or comes up with a goal when we need it. So he's been huge. He's been a huge part of United over the last 4 or 5 years. I just think that sometimes people rate him a bit too highly. Sometimes, but it is what it is. He goes on to say that that's my main objective because my name being spoken, let's say vaguely alone, it doesn't fill me with pride or anything. I like that he said that. because the fans are like, Bruno saved us, Bruno saved us. And when Bruno doesn't save you, like in the Europa League, when he's the reason why we conceded a goal, his back pass or his misplaced pass, people are quiet. And nobody's perfect, people. Nobody, no footballer, whether you're Ronaldinho or Messi, nobody has good games all the time. Nobody's perfect. And Bruno isn't perfect either. He wants United to be talked about, not Bruno. And I agree. I agree. There will always be a saviour. United fan base will always try to find a saviour. They always want that one player to stand out from 11 so they can, I guess, worship him. And we're always going to get that. There's always going to be a player that you like, that I like. There's always going to be a player that you like. And I like Ahmad. Yeah? I really, really like Ahmad. So it's always going to happen, but I just feel like we need to now to play more as a team and not rely, hopefully, create a team, a good enough team, so we don't have to rely on Bruno as much. And it's good for Bruno. Bruno can't be the guy always. He can't always be the guy. Sometimes Bruno just wants to play football and make mistakes like everyone else and not get scrutinized. So I like Bruno. So when he's in a double pivot, when Bruno's in a double pivot, I feel like he plays a lot simpler. He takes less risk. He doesn't lose the ball as much. I know a lot of you guys like him in the 10, like him further forward. If I had a choice at the two positions, the 10 or the double pivot, I don't think either of them are his position. He's a box to box. He's an 8. But yeah, the double pivot is probably the position I would favour him in the most. So yeah. He goes on to say that if it happens that Bruno has to score fewer goals, and he's also speaking in third person here, which is quite interesting. But anyway, he says, if it happens that Bruno has to score fewer goals, provide less assists, or do another type of provision of what is necessary for the game, I would be very happy. And this is why people like Bruno. I get it. Bruno's marketing and his PR is good. He's basically saying, listen, it doesn't matter what I've been asked to do. I'm not going to strop. If I'm asked to play left back, I'm going to play it. If I'm asked to play a different role, I'm going to do it. Whatever you think about Bruno, he knows what to say and he knows how to behave. I guess that's why he's our captain. So TK says, what's TK? Big up Oigara Derek, bro. Big up. Welcome to the chat. Eddie Blacks. Did I see Eddie? I didn't think I saw Eddie. Big up Eddie, bro. Sesko is skinny. He will start. He looks trim. He looks fit, Eddie. And like Ranjit said, he said a few pre-season games with RB. That's what Ranjit said. So I think, listen, I was thinking he's going to be far behind, but it looks like he's not, It looks like he's not far behind. Big up Eddie. Big up Oigara in the chat as well, man. Welcome to the chat, Oigara. Smash the like, people, on entry if you can. Subscribe if you are new. All right. So that's Bruno. I think Bruno will have a good season. I hope he does. I think Bruno will be fine this season. I know some people are annoyed, angry that we didn't accept the bid for him. I kind of understand why we didn't, why the manager would want him to stay another year. In this transition, I think it's important that we have a bit of consistency. So him spending another year and then maybe going to Saudi next year after we get Baleba and Adam Wharton, I think will be, I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
This is what they're saying internally.
Okay. All right. This is interesting. This has been brought to my attention. In a staff meeting, Ruben Amorim reiterated he only wants players who truly want to be at Manchester United. He praised Bruno Fernandes for turning down a lucrative Al Hilal move in May, saying the captain could have earned far more in Saudi but chose to stay. A show of leadership that deserves respect.
Sesko turned down extra wages at Newcastle.
What do you guys think about that? I don't fully like my opinion on the Al Hilal thing is different to most people, as you can imagine. And I'm gonna keep it to myself just in case I hurt someone's feelings or you guys get annoyed. But that's an interesting tweet. That's an interesting tweet. But is it really? Because we have heard that he only wants people who want to play here. So that's not really interesting. It's the Al Hilal parts of it. That's quite interesting to me. And to be fair, we know Sesko turned down Newcastle, and Newcastle were going to offer Sesko a lot more money than us. So that kind of fits into the whole, we only want players who want to play for us and only want to play for us. We want that hunger. We don't want Sancho, Garnacho, Rashford. We don't want players who are perceived to not give it their all. We want hungry players who only want to play for Manchester United, who want to run through brick walls for the club. So I don't know how positive that whole Al Hilal thing really was. I think they're trying to, because I just see Osman, and Osman is saying that they're trying to put a positive spin on the fact that they tried to sell Bruno to Saudi to raise 100 million, but he didn't want to go. Yeah, Osman, you are kind of thinking like how I'm thinking. I like Osman in the chat because Osman thinks about stuff the way I think, like similarly to the way I think about stuff deeply. Like I don't think it was as straightforward as what a lot of people think with regards to Al Hilal. I really don't. So big up Osman in the chat as well, guys. And yeah, the point I was making is on screen, guys. The point I'm making is on screen. After Sesko agreed personal terms with Man United, Newcastle made several improved offers with higher salaries, but Sesko rejected them all. This is what Wilcox said in staff meetings, praising Sesko for his determination to join United. So behind the scenes, guys, apparently Newcastle was scrambling. Newcastle were like, here's 1 million a week, 10 million a day, please. And Sesko's like, 10 million a day or 180 grand a week playing for Man United. I'm going to play for Man United. Like Newcastle are funny, bro. Newcastle were really trying to dash everything. The Queen's jewels, or the crown jewels, whatever you call it. They were throwing everything at this player. And he was like, no, I only want Manchester United. We are lucky. Not many clubs, yeah, can do that. Like Madrid can, Barca can, but not many, like maybe Chelsea can and Man City, but not many clubs can do that, man. Arsenal can't. No, I'm playing. No, they can't though. They can't. But that is like what's always going to happen anyway. Is that after we sign a player that everyone else wanted and other players wanted, we're going to flaunt it. We're going to wave it in your face. We're going to say things like he turned down all these things and he only wanted Man United. And we're going to release videos of him saying Man United are the best club in the world and all these things. We're going to do that PR stuff. We need to. We need to remind people who we are, that we're the big guys, that we're the big dogs. So this stuff is going to come out and how he's always wanted us from when he was 5. Don't forget, Robin Van Persie played for Arsenal for like all his career, spent 2 years at United, and before he went to United, he said, "Listen, the little boy inside, the little boy inside, he cried for Manchester United." Like that's what happens. So big up Sesko. Big up Sesko. I can't wait to see Sesko. Like I said, check out my analysis video, my tactical analysis video on Benjamin Sesko. But I can't wait to see this guy. I cannot wait. Anyway, people, I think we are coming to an end. We need to do our predictions. We need to do our Premier League predictions. In fact, before we do the Premier League predictions, people, have a look at my team, have a look at my fantasy Premier League team. I don't know, guys. I think that's decent. Obviously, I'm looking at Reinders and Cherky, and I'm like, I put two Man City midfielders, and Reinders is not like the most attacking, but I think that's decent. So I'm trying to fit it on screen, and the thing is, I'm not even a fantasy Premier League kind of guy, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it this year. We're gonna try, yeah. So I'm trying to fit this on the screen for you guys, so you guys can see. But it's acting funny. But either way, I've got the right hand side. The right hand side's cropped. The one player that's cropped. There you go. Now you can see. There you go. So just a quick screenshot, quick snapshot of my fantasy team, guys. Let's see the squad. Let's see my squad quickly before we move on. We've got Alisson Becker, and I've also got David Raya as my goalkeepers. I've got Dorgu, Virgil, James, and if you scroll down, I've also got Guardiola. Maybe I should start Guardiola. Who knows? My midfield is stacked. Reinders. I got Ahmad. I mean, the Ahmad midfield thing is a bit weird because Ahmad is playing wing back. So I don't know. But Ahmad, Cherky, Mbumo, and Palmer, I think that's calm. TK, big up TK in the chat. See you next time, peeps. Have a great rest of your evening. Big up TK. Enjoy your evening, bro. Eddie says I'm bored of this transfer window now. Yeah, Eddie. Bro, Eddie, you don't need to be bored much longer, bro. The season starts tomorrow. We're here. So that's my team. I've got Isak. I've got Isak on the bench because the way that Isak's moving right now, I don't know if he's going to play anytime soon. But once he does start playing for Liverpool, I assume, then I will start him. João Pedro, I think he'll have a good season for Chelsea. And Wood, I put Wood in because he had a good season last season. I don't know what Forest are going to do this season. I don't know, but why not? Why not? So that's my team. Running through it very quickly. I could spend a lot of time talking about this team, but I'm not. I'm going to make it quick. Like I said, the league is their Chosen Wisdom Football League. You can join the league if you want. One person has already joined the league. So, like I keep saying, people, the code to join the league is on screen if you want to join the league and take part in Fantasy Premier League. Okay, so let's have a bit of fun then. Let's look at. That's not what I told you at all. I had it up before I showed you what it was. It's Tottenham have a bid for Eze. Yep, Tottenham have bid for Eze. T said Dorgu's a dark horse. Ranjit. Ranjit says, I think Bruno wants to be part of Amorim's rebuild for 1 year and leave next summer. Ranjit, I'm with you. It's online. It's on a. I opened the website. It's there. Just go onto whatever site. Open the internet. Why are you not going through the other tabs and other pages? All right, doesn't matter. We won't do it then. All right, we won't do that then. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, Ranji, I agree with you, man. I think that Bruno has probably agreed to stay one more year and then go next year. And like I said, I feel like, listen, I still feel like we could do with the money as a football club, but I understand why you would want your captain for one more year, because that continuity and that stability, I think it's important, bro. I think it's important. So you found it. So yeah, guys. Wendell says, "Hi guys, what's the code for Fantasy League?" Wendell, it's on the screen right there. The code is right there, Wendell, on screen. AWQLKZ is the code, my friend. Guys, join the league if you're interested. As I keep saying, it's free and it's fun, and I'm going to try my best to take part. Also, I'm going to leave it open for others to join, so you can join the league if you want to, and you can send the link, send the code to other people so they can join as well. So it's all about having fun, man. The Premier League is here, guys. It is here. All of this transfer talk, all of this madness. Because a lot of us, we're not always, listen, I'm not always interested in all of this transfer talk and all of this he says and the journalists and all of this here we goes. I can't wait for the season to start and for all the transfer stuff to finish. That's what I can't wait. I can't wait. So yeah, I can't wait, people. I can't wait. I'm trying to get the Premier League sort of table predictor up so we can just do some quick predictions, guys, together. So that's why I'm a bit slow. That's why I'm kind of waiting, because I had everything set up to show you guys, and it's now acting a bit funny. So we're gonna, what's the prize? Season ticket. I wish. Ha! Jerry, give me the season ticket. Hold on a second. How much are season tickets now, actually, people? And I bet, yeah, the thing about Man United, right? They are never shy, yeah? They're never in need of anyone getting a season ticket. Like, if you do not get a season ticket, there's about 1 million people waiting, yeah, for a season ticket. United don't eat, like, it's crazy. I wish I could get a season ticket for Man United. I don't think I could ever get a season ticket. Could I? And how much would it cost? I don't know. All right, guys, let's do this quickly. Obviously, we're not going to be champions. What? Jerry, I think there's a 25-year waiting list. Jerry, no. No, there isn't, Jerry. Are you serious, Jerry? Is that real? No way. That's what I'm saying. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. 25-year waiting list for season ticket. All right, guys, let's start with United. Let's do this. This process has to be quick, guys. So it's going to be a 51% dictatorship by me, unfortunately. But if enough people are in the chat, and if enough people disagree with me, then I'll go with the chat, right? And I'll always ask the chat. So first and foremost, let's start with United. This is based on if everything goes our way during this window. Where do people think Manchester United are finishing this season? Where do people think? I'm going to go first and say I think Manchester United will finish 6th. That's what I think. I think that if we get Baleba and if we have a good season, I think 6th is realistic. I still think there's 4 teams definitely better than us, And the way that Spurs are moving, I wouldn't put it even past Spurs to finish ahead of us. But I don't think 6th is bad. Going from 15th, yeah, to 6th is not bad. So Jerry says 6 to 7. And since Jerry's the only one that's made a comment, we will leave Manchester United in 6th. So yeah, cool. Man United 6th. Let's go. Liverpool. I think Liverpool will be champions. I've already heard someone disagree already. I think, yeah, I'm in two minds. Because I'm thinking the team that wins, yeah, the league is going to be the team that has the least amount of changes, right? The team that's has the most continuity. Because Slot came in, and the reason why Liverpool were good is because Liverpool didn't have to embed 3 or 4 signings and get 3 or 4 signings, get used to the league and get used to this. And Liverpool didn't have that. Slot came in, and just started playing the same Klopp system. So in my mind, I'm thinking the best team this season might be the teams, yeah, that have less embedding to do. What are you guys saying? Randy said third. Randy says Man United will finish third with Baleba and a goalkeeper. Oh, Ranjit says City for the title. I've got Liverpool. Ranjit said City. Jerry said 2 to 5 for Liverpool. Jerry, is that your Man United fan hat on? Is that your hatred for Liverpool? Jerry says 2 to 5. 2 to 5. I don't know. Because Ranjit says City. Jerry says Liverpool are going to finish second. Let's put Liverpool in second, yeah, just for now. Because I want to know what the chat think City will do. Because Ranjit says City will win the title. Is that what the chat is thinking? Are you guys thinking City are going to win? And Liverpool second? Jerry said Chelsea are going to win the league. Ooh. Should we have started from the bottom first and then worked our way up to the top? All right. Ranjit said Arsenal 7th. Fuck. Oh, man. All right. No, come on. Okay. Do 2 to 5 for Arsenal. Come on. Let's not do that. All right. Let's go to the bottom. Let's go to the bottom, people, because this might take a while. Relegation 18 to 20, yeah. Should we? Who's going to get relegated? I say. I say. Bro, I don't want my flipping bias here to get in the way of my objective judgment, because I want Brentford to get relegated. But you know when you want something, I'm like, does it mean I think it's going to happen? The promoted teams. Are the promoted teams going to go straight back down, people? Should we just do the promoted teams go back down? Let's do that for now. Let's do Burnley. Yeah. Leeds. Sunderland. Yeah, Jerry said Burnley, Leeds, Brentford. I see. I want Brentford to go down because I want. Okay, let's put Brentford. Put Sunderland up. There you go, people. All right, that's all right. Okay, so who's just above relegation? You're gonna put Wolves. You're gonna put. Yeah, West Ham look a bit weird to me. Bournemouth. left. Yeah. And Fulham. There you go, people. I think that's decent, people. I think we're getting somewhere.
Ranjit says for the relegation, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, the relegation.
Ranjit says City, Liverpool, Chelsea. I think you. That's the order. Ranjit says that must be the order, right? City winning, Liverpool second, Chelsea. Think about Chelsea. Okay, this is my thoughts about Chelsea, right? Chelsea looks sick. Chelsea right now probably look the best team, but I still want to see Chelsea over a league season consistently. I think on their day, Chelsea can beat anybody, and they've showed it. They beat PSG. I think Chelsea will probably win a cup. They might even go far in the Champions League. But I don't know. This is they weren't competing for the Premier League last season per se, and I don't know if this season is a season too far for them. I think they're good and they're probably arguably the best team, but I'm worried about Chelsea's consistency. That's my thing, people. That's my thing. Jerry says Sunderland 8-12. Yeah, that's all right. You think Sunderland is going to do all right? Do you know what, Jerry? Why? I actually want to ask you why. Because I like Sunderland. I think Sunderland will do all right. But you think Sunderland will do better than some of the teams that we have in 13th to 17th. That's interesting. Um, okay. Everton, yeah. Everton, Newcastle. Mm, yeah. Palace, yeah. Put Everton after Palace. Let's try to put them in order as well. Everton after Palace. And Sunderland after Everton. And that's right, that's four. Cool. Jerry says, I think they have signed some quality players. And oh, yeah, Jerry, you're right. Sunderland have been signing a lot of players, and Xhaka is good. Yeah. I've totally forgotten, Jerry. Yeah, you're right. I don't mind. Yep, Sunderland, cool. I think we're. And scroll up. Let's finish it off, people. Let's do. Yeah, seventh. No, Brighton. Are we missing somebody? Three teams, 18 to 20. 4, 5 there. Mm. Hmm. Everton's got Grealish, and Everton's got David Moyes. But Forest has lost a Langer. Forest has lost a few players. Let's do Forest then. Oh, but then Villa. Ah, I don't know, people. Help. Help. Um,
Where do you think they're going to fit? Are they going to be mid?
Villa's just lost Ramsey, right? Who else have Villa lost? Is that it? Villa haven't sold. Villa sold loads of players. Who else has Villa sold? Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Put Tottenham 2 to 5. Yeah. And then. Mm, swap Brighton and Newcastle. Yeah. No, you're right. Jerry's right. Brighton is not finishing ahead of Newcastle. Swap Brighton and Newcastle. Yeah, there you go. That makes more sense to me. Um, yeah, I mean, put Man United back to 6. I didn't. Yeah. That's the... Who's going to win? I'm going to... Bring... But Liverpool could get it. If Liverpool get Isak, guys, I ain't gonna lie. Let's leave Liverpool for now. For now, let's leave Liverpool at the top. Bring Chelsea will finish second. City third. Arsenal fourth. Tottenham fifth. United sixth. Newcastle seventh. Brighton eighth. Palace ninth. Everton 10th. Wait, hold on. Am I doing it right? Am I missing a team? Yeah. Yeah. Sunderland makes it, 12th. Wolves, West Ham, then Bournemouth, then Fulham, then Forest. Yeah. Put Villa up where 8 to 12 is. Yeah. Ahead of Sunderland. I think that's decent, guys. Then you got Wolves finishing 13th, West Ham 14th, Bournemouth 15th, Fulham 16th, Forest 17th. Are Forest gonna maybe swap Forest and Wolves? I don't think Forest are gonna finish that low. No, swap Forest and Wolves, please. It's 13 to 17. Yeah, Forest will finish more. And then the relegation teams, Brentford, Leeds, and... Yeah, I mean, we haven't agreed on every single position, people, because it's difficult, man. It's difficult. But I think, yeah, as a consensus, I think we're about, all of us are around 80% sure about this. There are one or two teams that, Jerry might want to move. Probably one or two teams I'd want to move. But we've communicated, together as a community. And this is generally how we think the season will pan out. Is that fair? Is that fair, people? It's not perfect. I think some of you might have chosen Man City to win. Some of you have said Chelsea. But let's screenshot that now, which we've done, and let's have another prediction once the transfer window has finished. So I think the transfer window closes on the 1st of September. And by then, we would have played at least 2 rounds of games, I think. 2 rounds of games, people. And after those 2 rounds of games, we would have gauged a little bit. After those 2 rounds of games, I think we could start smelling and start, gauging where teams are. So we've done it now. We'll do it one last time. September the 1st, and then we'll lock it in. We'll lock it in, and then we'll look at this in January, and then we'll look at this again at the end of the season, just to see where we are. Ranjit says Tottenham is not better than United. Ranjit, I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Maybe I'm a bit pessimistic, bro. But if we get Baleba, I'm going to swap Tottenham and Man United around. I'm in 2 minds with Tottenham. And the only reason why I've got United and Tottenham is because I think our players, are better, but they'll take a bit of time to gel. I can see Cunha and Mbeumo. I hope not. I hope I'm wrong. But I can see Cunha and Mbeumo just taking a bit of time. And Thomas Frank, I don't know, man. But I hear you what you're saying, Ranjit. I hear you. That is a contentious decision, putting Tottenham ahead of Man United. I hear you. We can change that in the next 2 weeks. Who knows? But yeah, we will revisit this in 2 weeks' time, and then we'll lock it in, and then we'll look at it towards the end of the season. But yeah, guys, that's it. That's our prediction, man. Let me know what you guys are saying. Spurs will sign some players before the window shuts. Yeah, that's it. Because Jerry, Spurs are in for Eze. They're in for Eze. They are. Who else is Spurs about to sign? They've got Kudus already. They're in for Eze. So Spurs are still looking to do business. They're still looking to be. That's why I'm like, do you know what? I'm not gonna write off Spurs. I'm not gonna write. Either way, I think Manchester United will finish in European position. We will get into Europe. Maybe not the Champions League, but hopefully the Europa League. And that's cool. That's fine. Absolutely fine. So, yeah, guys, I think that was all right. That was good. That was decent. We got there in the end. Came together. Made our prediction. The season's starting tomorrow. Liverpool are playing tomorrow. I will probably do a watch long. I don't really do watch longs to many other games that are not or don't involve Manchester United. I usually just do Man United watch alongs. But since it's the first game of the season, why not? Why not do a watch along? So I will probably be doing a watch along for the Liverpool game, the start of the season. So why not? But yeah, I'm excited, guys. After all of this summer, all of this transfer stuff, I'm not going to lie, people. The transfer stuff is jarring. Like, I know I report on the news and I let you guys know what's going on and whatnot, but I much rather be talking about actual football than who's coming, who's not coming. Every day this person's coming and this person's not coming. After a while, guys, it can get frustrating. I think we're all reaching the point here where the transfer stuff, I think that we're ready for the season to start, basically, because I think the transfer news stuff is starting to grind people now. And it grinds me too. This is usually the point here where I'm like, just end the window, bro. Let's end the window so we can watch some football and play some football now. Ranjit says, thing about Spurs is they're Spursy. Ranjit, you're right. But we finished higher than Spurs, didn't we? We finished 15th. Spurs finished 16th last season, I think. Listen, Ranjit, this is a pessimistic view. I hope, Ranjit, I really hope that we beat Spurs and we finish higher than Spurs. Deep down in my belly, I think if we get the signings we're supposed to get and the manager gets the team to play the way that I hope we can play, get us to play, get Cunha and get Mbeumo, get us firing straight away. If he can get the team to gel straight away, we'll finish ahead of Tottenham. This is not because I don't feel like we have better players than Tottenham. It's simply because I feel like it's going to take us a while, guys. It might take us a while to get this thing. And this is Amrin Ball. We still haven't really seen it. We've seen him improve. We've seen Amrin Ball in little moments, but we still haven't seen it fully yet. We haven't. So this also depends on the manager. And my faith is more in the players than it is in the manager. I think Thomas Frank is a better manager than Amrim. Unless Amrim can prove me wrong and prove us all wrong in the next season, I like Thomas Frank. I rate Thomas Frank highly. I wanted Thomas Frank at United. And I think Thomas Frank, will be good at Tottenham. I think he might shock some people at Tottenham. So we'll see, people. We will see. Caltistic says, last night they flopped. Spurs, welcome Caltistic. Big up Caltistic in the building. They remind me of Tony Pulis and Stoke with Rory Delap's long throws and get the big boys in the box. That Tottenham, Jerry. Yeah, I hear you though. I hear you. Thomas Frank is very pragmatic though, isn't he? He's very, very pragmatic. Very. But yeah, guys, that's it. That's Chosen Wisdom Football. That is the channel collective Premier League predictions. There you have it. Co-signed. Like I said, we will revisit it when the transfer window shuts in about 2 weeks' time and lock everything in. As I've said before, guys, the Fantasy Premier League code is on screen right there. Please join the Fantasy Premier League. Get involved. It's all fun. It's all games. Most of you guys will have your teams anyway, so just use that code and join our league. That's the team. We've gone through the team as a community, and the league as a community, and we've done our predictions. We've done it now. So we've also started the show talking about Jadon Sancho, talking about the fact that he could be on the verge of leaving. I gave my opinion on Jadon Sancho and what's been going on. Not all of you guys agreed with my opinion. In fact, some of you guys disagreed very strongly with my opinion on Jadon Sancho, which is fine. I think we can have a community where we disagree. I think because it's a small channel at the moment, a very small channel, when we do have disagreements, it feels big. If I have a disagreement with somebody on the channel, it feels big. But I think it's fine. You're going to have disagreements all the time with people's opinions. So I gave my opinion on Sancho. We spoke about Baleba. We spoke about the updates on Baleba. I still think that deal will happen. It's just about a matter of time, in my opinion. But who knows? We'll see. We spoke about Højlund. Højlund also looks like he's on the verge of leaving. We spoke about Toby Collier going on loan to West Brom. Sesko behind the scenes. We also thought, and we also came to the conclusion that Sesko could actually start against Arsenal. I hope he does. If he's fit enough to start and he's ready to, then start him. So that's where I'm at with regards to Sesko. We looked at Bruno Fernandes quotes because he had an interview recently and we spoke about them, had conversations. And I think we are just finishing, or we've just finished our Premier League table predictions. So a lot happened in today's show. A lot happened. A very packed show, people. If you're new, like I said, like, share, subscribe if you're new also. Is there any news? Let's quickly, before we wrap up, see if there's any breaking news that have been released since we've been live. All right, so we just have injury updates. An injury update regarding Mazraoui. We haven't seen Mazraoui for the whole of preseason. Guys. So we just have an update saying that he will miss the Arsenal game. And I think we all expected him to. But the injury is not as serious as we thought. And he is returning to training next week. So that's very, very good that Mazraoui is back in training next week. And we hope to see him because we need Mazraoui. Mazraoui is very, very good footballer. Very technically sound. So we hope to see him back very, very soon. Updates on Sikoa Kone. He was discharged from hospital early this morning and continues to recover at home in Manchester. Once again, Kone, please rest. Look after yourself. Good luck. Our thoughts and prayers. It doesn't look like the injury was as bad as we thought it was going to be. We always have to be careful when it comes to head injuries, especially with young players. So it looks like he's going to be fine. So it's good. Very good that he's going to be fine. So that's the Kone updates, people. Also, Ross Howard a few hours ago has said, I don't know how true this is, people, but take from this what you will. He said that Sancho will accept terms at Roma and the move will be completed. So Ross Howard is basically saying he thinks his deal's done. I hope it is. I hope it's done. I hope we can sell Jadon and I don't want to see all the mad stuff I see with regards to Jadon online. Like, get rid of him. You know, the worst signing in history and all these things. Maybe. I don't think he is, but maybe. Either way, he's gone. Let's turn the page and let's move on. Let's try to be positive this year. I mean, listen, if we finish 15th again this year, there's nothing to be positive about. We don't do toxic positivity. But the season hasn't started yet. We haven't played a game and we haven't lost yet. So at the moment, there's a lot of feel good with regards to Man United. So let's keep it up, get rid of the players that we need to get rid of, sign Baleba, and let's keep it moving, people. That's where we are. So that's where we are.
This source, the Cameroonian source, that says they've reached the agreement. Somebody who broke the Baleba to Brighton ahead of time as well.
Okay. I mean, guys, there's now people quoting online that United have reached an agreement with Brighton for Baleba. Apparently, it's worth up to 112 million. Tomorrow's Friday, people. Tomorrow's Friday, and I'm pretty sure we're going to find out the facts. I have been very consistent with regards to Baleba. You guys know my opinions on the matter. You guys know what I've been told. And I am very confident that this deal could get done. So there we are, people. A very, very lively show with some very lively opinions. But I'm never going to hold back. And I'm always going to be myself. And I'm always going to be as authentic as I can. Not everyone's going to like my opinions. I know that. But my opinions always come from, in my opinion, see that? From a place of thought. I always, put my opinions through a certain thought process before I deliver them to you guys. So big up the chat. Big up the chat. Everyone in the chat. Like I said before, like the video, share it, subscribe, check out my tactical analysis if you can. Even if you can't, click the video, press a like, and then keep watching it. Wow. Look at that, people. Look at that. He's 5'9". That's what I'm saying about footballers, yeah. They look shorter than they are. Diego Leone is 5'9", but because these guys are both 6'4" plus, he looks like a child, bro. He looks like a baby. Look at this guy. My gosh. But look how tall our strikers are. Look our strikers. Tall, athletic specimens, bro. You know what I'm saying? Diogo Leone looks like a midget. And he's a defender, Like, is it me or is our defense getting smaller? We've got Ahmad wingback. We've got Dorgu wingback. Now we've got this next Diogo Leone wingback. I'm like, bro, do the Arsenal thing. Arsenal got 6-foot defenders playing everywhere. Their wingbacks are all 6 foot. Their centre backs are at least 6 foot. We're just buying all of these small defenders, bro. Like, what's going on? I don't know, people. I don't know. But yeah, people, big up the chat. Like I said, it's been a lovely show. And we will be back tomorrow at the same time, people. So big up yourselves. Have a good evening, everybody who's joined. And I will see you guys next time.